Hello, everybody. This is the African Actions Network. I'm James Jensen. I'm sitting here this morning, and every day is a blessed day. When we wake up in the morning, we have life in us. Because of that, we always say, tell the woman thank you. But there's something that is happening around Africa, and that's what I want to talk about today. Yesterday was Independence Day, Liberia's 176th Independence Day. How was it? The day has passed. Everything is over. Did you, find yourself in conflict? How was your home? Was everything upside down, or was it like easier dry rest and was happy with it? Well, I hope everybody had a beautiful day yesterday, right? Conflict is not good. So none of us should pray for that. So Independence Day gone. What next? Life continues. And because life continues, we talk about elections because this is the time for elections. The reason why we're going to be talking elections is because we want you to make the best decision, not the worst decision, because it concerns your life, it concerns the life of the children, it concerns the life of your friends, it concerns the future of Liberia. If Liberia is better, Liberia is part and parcel of the international community. So we look at Liberia as an integral part of the world. So if Liberia is better, the world is better. But it's something, why it was Independent Day yesterday, first let me say thanks to the Independent Pro, Chester. I want to say thank Chester, I'm using your photo this morning, right? So I'll give you the credit. There was some things going on. There's information that the AFL was involved in a battle, in a gun battle with some pirates, meaning people who can, hijack on the sea. But before I talk deeply about that, let me give us some information. This election, everybody must be prepared to either win the election or you lose the election and you sit down because you lose the election. No one should get involved in trickery. No one should be involved in act of, playing hard tension games. The globe is too small nowadays. Any little thing you try to do, it will be exposed. Anything you want to do, it will be exposed, especially those who want to get involved in connism, those who want to get involved in, planning ugly things. I mean, some people don't like to lose elections. So no one must get to that route because the world is too small. You can try it, but you will not succeed. The reason I'm saying this, and listen very well, someone can listen to news far ahead of time before even it come to our doorstep. Wagner, you have a Wagner. Wagner is in Africa. Wagner does not go to Africa by themselves. Wagner are mercenaries, so they are hired by people. And Pigochi, the leader of Wagner, recently told his people in Belarus that they have huge contract and that they are in Africa. Now, let me say this. We have no fight that anybody from Liberia will want to get involved with Wagner, that mercenary group. We do not believe anyone will want to do that. But sometimes people get too crazy. People become power drunk. People think evil. People want to get involved in any kind of stuff. All we want to say, Liberia has gone through so much. The 15 years of war in our country destroyed lives. A lot of people die. Even up to today's day, the effect of the war is still on people. So we do not think anybody will even do those things, get involved in bringing people and try to see how you can, infuse them in the society. And at the end of the day, something happens and they get something that gets so worst. Liberia is like a hot arrow soup. The composition of that country. The 15-year war that was fought, it wasn't goats and red deer that fought the war. It was Liberians that fought that war. Many of them are still in our country. They are quiet, nothing to do. They're over there. When you trickle them, you know what will happen, right? So nobody expects anyone to get involved into anything that will bring a situation about. Whether opposition, whether ruling party, the elections should be free, fair, transparent, and that those who will lose elections, they must go and sit down. Liberian government for the people is not anybody's spy farm. So you lose election, go and sit down. Don't think I'm going to bring in any crazy thing. Because you can't sustain it. I'm saying this because sometimes people think they can be smarter than many other persons. People may want to go to, because then these are people who they don't care. They give them money, they don't care. They invade. All right. So a peaceful elections is expected from the October 10th elections. Everybody can win the election. Hard facts. Everyone will not win election. It's only one person that win election to be president. So let the process be free. Let the process be fair. Let it be transparent. So that when somebody wins election, people can see that, oh yeah, this person won the election. The election commission or someone not get involved into some crooked G team. Something can be dirty and something can, involve into a lot of things. So we will start to send the signal so that those who are involved in election, they themselves will be yearning for peace, a peaceful election. So the ballot bag, all the processes must be free, fair, transparent. Give the media the opportunity, let it see what's going on behind the scene, whatever is happening, let them see. So that the election will be free, fair, transparent. So that after election, when somebody is crying foul, Liberian people should say, my man, go sit down. You didn't win election. It shouldn't be, the National Election Commission or this person was doing this or that person was doing that. Or some people go in and say, well, we want to go and take guns. What kind of a crazy stuff? We don't want to hear about that. So we keep warning you people until that day comes. And we hope everybody's eyes will be open. You see something, say something. Every Liberian should be like that. You see strange movement, you say something. Niger had a coup yesterday. The president was arrested. That's not a good situation. They have suspended the constitution, ugly things going on in that place. We don't even know what's going to happen in the next few days. America only spoke. So, nobody should do it. We want a democratic government, the rule of law. Yeah, those are all fine statements we all going to hear. But nobody knows what's going to happen next. So Liberia has tension. Let the tension be the talking. Let talk. It shouldn't be guns. You got to do the talking. Nobody take guns. Nobody go on the other side. That's the important issue we want to talk about today. What is your take about the peaceful election? It's incumbent upon everybody to advocate for peaceful elections in our country. Even the children in Liberia, the lives, the conditions of life in that country is not conducive. So everybody should be fighting for a peaceful process and be successful in conducting an election. A Liberian should laugh afterward. Who win, who didn't win, everybody get together and and share the fun. Because it hurts sometimes when people go into competition when they lose elections, sometimes they don't want to accept election result. That's how conflict can come about. So all we want to say this morning is elections should be free, fair, transparent. Now let's go back. Let's having said those, Wagner being in Africa, when I heard it, I said to myself first, that small little country, Liberia, should not get involved in anything like that. They should not encourage anything at all. No one should encourage anything of such. A lot of things be happening, right? The last time we sent some of our reporters in Rambasa, Maryland, and there were two ships that came on the waters. Those ships, there was some future statement. They say, "Oh, ship drifted from Europe, it came down on that side." And all those things. At the end of the day, how that ship left Liberia, there was no briefing. There's nothing that was said about it, right? So another thing is happening. So when this is happening, we remind ourselves, okay, because the best is expected for that country. Oh my God, where I put this stuff. Okay, the best is expected for that country. Don't care who it is. Oh my God. Okay, sorry, folks. Uh, okay, the best is expected for that country. Nobody should be talking some crazy stuff. For some of us, we keep talking, right? So, um, what we're gathering is that the AFL was involved in a gun battle. They say what? For the 28 hours? 28 hours. You know, it's interesting. If the AFL were fighting yesterday, they said there were pirates, people who were on Liberia territorial waters. For what reason? We have no detail yet, but we hope we get a detail that the AFL, the government of Liberia, or even President Weah will address the nation on this. It's a serious matter, right? If the AFL were involved in fighting yesterday, Independent Day of Liberia, and that they, quote unquote, even arrested some folks, I mean, it's a serious matter. It's a serious matter. We can't talk more about them. We can't talk much about them. We can't say much about it because the information is not relatively available. All that we know is that the AFL was involved in shooting, meaning they were trying to arrest those quote unquote hijackers or whatever they call them, the pirates, those people who are supposed to hijack ships and other stuff. That's what AFL is saying. The detail, I'm sure maybe they'll come up with a detail, and when we get a detail, we also be happy to understand what is happening. Where is people coming from? So these are concerns. It's not about recounting historical or past events. Guns were found at a free port of Monrovia, 100 million worth of drugs were found, and other drugs have been found in our country. So right now is like we're talking about parrot on Liberia territorial waters and arresting some persons. Allegedly, these are the individuals that were on the ship likely involved, what they came on the waters for. We are yet to be told why Liberia is a concern, and we will keep our eyes on this kind of information. AFL was fighting yesterday. That's what we read. That's what we're reading. In fact, as I'm saying to you, these two pages I got it from the Independent Probe. They don't want, I mean, they just sent me those information and myself. I thought, well, let me just include it in my discussion. So there are pirates on Liberia territorial waters. Yesterday, there were two ships that drifted from Europe, according to Eugene Nangwe. It came on Liberia territorial water. What has happened to those ships? We do not know about that. There were 100 million worth of drugs found. What happened to those people? That one I just, let me borrow from our sister broadcast about Taba Taba. That one I just mortal now. That one the end. The other part of the story ends. Today we're talking a different thing. Today we're talking ship being arrested. Right? AFL fighting. Gun battle. It's a serious thing. When you say AFL gun was fighting yesterday, and then Liberian didn't know about that yesterday. I'm sure they'll come up with detail. Maybe that way deep sea or whatever is like. Coast Guard got involved in fighting with these people. It's a concern. All those things are happening on the eve of elections. Serious, serious concern. You know, all of these things are happening on the eve of elections. These people get nowhere to go but to come to Liberia. For what? What do they want from Liberia? Is it that someone inviting them? Or what? So this is a serious issue. We will follow up. We don't have the detail yet, but we'll keep following up. And we hope the media, those of you in Liberia, will forget all of these small, small cartels and be, because guess what? When things get messy, it affects everybody's lives. So it's time that you open your eyes and do your journalistic thing. Ask all of the hard questions for answers. If people are talking things and they're not providing clarity, hey, your independent voice, an independent pen, do all you can and reveal the truth of the matter. If there's doubt and there's no clarity, try as much as possible and find authorities concerned to provide the clarity. If you cannot provide the clarity, write it as you see it. But don't take a few dollars and compromise the security of the country. You journalists, this is the best time that you do your independent work. The future of Liberia is important. All of things are happening. Look, let me tell you something. War doesn't start one day, or serious occurrences do not happen just one day. It takes time. People plan a long, long, long time. And sometimes the fruit of their planning can be dangerous, can be bad. So we all look through all of these things that have been happening. Ships coming on Liberia territorial waters, or drugs being found. That's just only one. The other time we saw bags of drugs in the Simi-Wayland area. Then besides that, you have a lot of things have happened just in recent time. So this one again, it just adds more confusion into existing issues, especially the eve of elections. Where the people coming from? What they came for? Why Liberia? Where the other shit came from? Maybe the maritime man, the maritime board will talk too. All these people, everybody's going to be very sincere with Liberia. This is not time to, words is not sufficient. People must be very sincere with the country because we get messy with everybody. Some people, I get money, I leave it, going to go lay down somewhere else. But the poor people, the ordinary people. And this is why people must be able to clearly ask the questions and get answers. There were pirates on Liberia territorial waters. AFL was involved in a gun battle on Independence Day, 176th Independence Day. The Armed Forces of Liberia was involved in a gun battle on Liberia waters. The Coast Guard were involved in this kind of a serious issue. Arrested some persons, and those persons arrested are the pirates. So we need to know all of these things. Where the people came from, where they are. I'm sure by this time the government has more information because the people should have all their traveling document with them. And from those things, you will know where they're coming from. You should know where the people are coming from. It shouldn't be something people say, oh, yeah, you thought this is high security intelligence. In fact, maybe with these things, I'm sure the government of Liberia will get international partners involved, and they should be able to really, really go into the deep, into understanding this matter in a very serious way. This is not just, I know Liberia is an independent country. They can do all they can. But if this is a situation that all the people here, they come from somewhere. Why Liberia? Why did they come to Liberia? Let us assume they know nothing about Liberia. Nobody invited them. How did they come to Liberia? Is it that somebody inviting them? Somebody in communication with those people? Or what? So, most of you that are in Liberia, when this kind of thing happening, you need to open your eyes. You need to be serious. You need to be thinking very seriously. Look in your community. You see something, say something. Look around you. Don't take election for granted. Anything that happens, you probably will be caught up in a situation that some people lose their lives. So don't take nothing for granted. They see, oh, Joria or Gonglo or Alexander coming, you forget yourself. Forget about your own interest. Forget that you get life to live. Your security comes first. So all of the thinking, the dancing, the eating, the drinking, and whatever you're doing, you forget to know that you have life to live. So when people start pulling into the country, you know nothing about it, especially those who are at the border points, those who work in a various security apparatus. It's not about being in those institutions for self-aggrandizement. Somebody gives more money, you forget your duty to the nation, to the state. The reason why you took arms was to defend the people of Liberia and their properties, not for an individual. I saw a post from Kezulu this morning. He was asking a question. I wanted to call him and get some more detail from him. That there were people in the street. He was wondering whether they were new recruits or whatever. Now, when I see this kind of a post, I can develop interest because people like Kezulu, when they posted that, it means something is happening, right? Maybe Liberia not paying too much attention to that. So when you said that, it took no time. Then I saw this other stuff. Then it must be something serious, right? He said he saw people with some uniform. He was wondering whether it was police or new AFL recruit. That's why he posted this morning. I guess he posted that. So later on, the Independent Probe sent me the story about parrots and other stuff. So I'm wondering now, comparing these things, that means something is not right. Something is going on. Maybe even as we speak, Liberians getting to note, this kind of a movement. So it's a serious matter, and I think I know the authority, or maybe Joga himself will speak and address this issue. Or maybe as usual, he will not talk. Maybe those who the more peace than Simon Twe and language, maybe they'll come to talk. But that's not their duty now. It's not they don't Simon Twe, the finance minister. He's supposed to be over there. Just deal with financial issue. They deal with the government been doing their own thing anyway. The job will be keep quiet and they can do the talking. But these are serious issues. Mhm. Serious issues. There's they want to sell ships. There's some kind of old wreckage stuff here. Mhm. So maybe the defense minister will talk more about this. The defense minister will report to the president will address the nation. I guess so. Or maybe they're not serious to them, or maybe it's not something serious. Well, they are the people in charge. If it's serious, they will talk. If it's not serious, they will talk. But legislators themselves should be asking the question, not me. I'm only listening to some of this issue because it comes before. When we hear this thing, we want to talk about it. I think this should be concern for legislators. Like in the US, I think 2 days ago, right, there was some object. People are concerned whether it's some alien something. They gunned it down. And Congress is now investigating about some of these unfolding development. And the reason why they're doing it because they don't want to be sitting down until something happening and people start saying, oh, this and that. People on top of their games. In fact, in the US here, people are so serious about security issues. So you in Africa, legislators, even the kind of situation, it should not even be a day or two. I mean, it should be a matter of concern and calling these people. Today is Thursday, right? Even by now, some kind of way you could either write a communication, call a defense minister, or maybe whatever, whoever, and then you to get insight. You don't have to give the public all the information, but do your own investigation and be well advised, and you'll sit as a government and know exactly what kind of step to take. So when it gets sour, lawmaker, no lawmaker, you people that get all the money, the property, and all this things that you people will suffer it. So that's why people must be very serious. If they are pirates on Liberia territorial water, it is strange. If this is not the first of its kind, I mean, I don't remember ever when I was coming up to know that there was pirate on Liberia waters. Maybe, but I don't have information. This is something new to me. Why now, amidst elections, is concerning, especially so where the AFL is reporting that they were involved in exchanges, gunfiring. It means it's something serious. So they need to report to in fact, it should be the executive that should report to the legislature. So whatever way they go, people can deal with it. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to go about it. But Liberian people need to be safe, protect lives and property. That's the only reason why they elected you and appointed you guys. Okay? So that's a short video we talked about this morning. It's not about ourselves, it's about the people, it's about life, precious life. And people can't sit and be caught unaware. Like we listen to Niger this morning. Soon this morning I listen to the news and I say, hey, the people on our side, they have seized power. The president is now being held somewhere. His whereabouts is not known. He's in the hands of his own bodyguard, just arrested him, put him somewhere. Seize power, announced that it comes with the Constitution, and that, yeah, close all the borders. So the next 24 hours, we don't know what will happen on the other side of West Africa. So it's a serious thing when you see all those things happening. People will be asking questions, and that's the reason why I'm asking question this morning. Okay, so that's how far we want to come by this short broadcast. We hope that you take cue from what is happening around you, and let's listen more. We can talk all of what in our mind. Let's listen. This is the information that will come out. We might think government is very straightforward with facts, and then we can say, okay, that's good that they want to arrest these people, but who inviting these people on Liberia waters is that's what I will be thinking right now. Why Liberia? Where did these people come from? They use the map. They just come to Liberia. Anybody, nobody inviting them. They just came on Liberia territorial waters. Or it said that someone is planning something and bring these people on board. Again, let me say, a few days ago, Wagner's leader, Pigochi, said they have some contract. He was briefing his forces. Well, he didn't go into detail. Those are the military thing, but he's saying they have some contract and they have moved into Africa. He didn't say which part of Africa. So those things, when I hear somebody saying, I'm concerned. I'm seriously concerned because people are just desperately wicked. People can do anything in the cover of the darkness, thinking that they're doing something good. All right. So right now it's like people talking about AFL fighting. Then they put our mind way back during the war days. We were looking for our Bobo John, looking for our cabbage to eat. People were dying. We don't hope to see Liberia die. Anybody will try, everybody will come on you, no matter who you are. Thank God for America because I wonder that just America have vested interest. But sometimes too, America may just don't want to take that kind of urgency. They put got so much thing to deal with. They put deal with a global problem. They are heavily involved in making sure that the fundamental rights of Ukrainians are protected. They are landmarks. You don't just get and move on somebody's land you want to seize it. So they're deeply involved in that. That's a lot America is doing. So when you start your own craziness, they could get involved. It will take time because those things go with planning. And time taking, sometimes people, innocent people, probably would die before even there could be some international assistance. Like, bro, you can't fight war. I mean, I'm not degrading people, but the way some people move around, I'm not sure that you can fight any conventional war. I'm not sure you even get the military equipment to fight. Maybe, but I don't know. And Georgia, and I mean, no disrespect to him, but anyway, CDC. I know you're discussing the other one there. Okay, so that's what I want to talk about this morning. We will keep talking these things because we do not want this election to result into chaos. Or people planning because they know they will not win election and they plan some crooked thing there. You know, when it happens, we keep talking. We're not in Liberia. Those of you in Liberia, our beginning in Liberia, we keep talking to them. They will keep their eyes open. Anything that will happen, we're talking. Except we don't hear it. We hear, we'll talk. And the Liberian government, you get information, we'll analyze it. That's one thing I'll tell you guys. Anything you give, we'll analyze it. If we analyze, if our analysis point to the point where we think that the government is lying, we tell the government, you're lying. If the government is saying the truth, we know from what you're telling us, get pieces together good. Because you tell us, we'll say, well, this one is true. This one is likely true. But nobody's going to sit down for somebody, greed, other people come and start dying. You know? So we look up to you all. If the AFL was involved in fighting with some foreign forces or foreign persons, whatever they are, is concerning. And that should be concerning to you all who are leading. The legislature are the ones who will ask questions on behalf of the people. They should be asking the executives to immediately brief them as to what is actually happening. So that we cannot be quiet on everything in our country. That's not the reason why he was president, became president. You don't speak when you want to. There are issues when they happen. President will have to talk. Can't say that people micromanaging everything. No. In fact, it's good now. Those things are happening at the right time. Liberians are going to go to the polls. They're going to have elections. They're going to be making decisions. Whether to vote in George Weah, whether to vote in somebody else is going to be a Liberian people decision. But this we have a parrot, people getting on Liberia water. What they want, what they came for. Who called them? Who called them? Who sent for them there? And so you can. You can. We just whatever. If I don't want to go to the let give the security the chance, let it do what they want to do. Now somebody say, and I'm quoting Jim Kessler because I saw on the page this morning that there are some individuals on the street. He was wondering whether they were police officers or new recruits for the AFL. So it speaks volume. Just reading that and then seeing this publication from the Independent Pro, something serious is happening. That can be that mad. I mean, people in Liberia know something more is happening than us, other people. So we keep our eyes open on those things. It's important that we keep our eyes open because it's life. How long can Liberia continue to suffer? How long? Other people gather to stage, planet, got money, stage war. The king, 250,000 persons died. Up to this time, they want to just like, no head and tail. Those who play the king, they enjoy the scorch of war. And they maneuver and get the power, and they also further enjoy the war, the wealth of the country. So another group will come and bring something again to suffer the people, because innocent people will still die. The world has so much problem. There's so much going on that people should be focusing on rather than people thinking the kind of funny thing. But it's up to you people to really, really tell us what has happened. Okay? So that's how I want to close up. First thing we say, yesterday was Independence Day. How was the day? How did you enjoy it? Was there conflict? Some of you are in conflict. Some of you people fought yesterday, right? Okay, it's over now. So make peace. Get around your partner, whatever the situation, or your friend, whatever you have fought for yesterday. You try to make friends. Get together, shake hands, and put out behind you guys. Life must continue. Okay? Now, with all this not happening, it's not time for conflict. It's not the time to make enemies. Enemyship with your friends, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, and those kind of stuff. Put it in behind you and move ahead. So, like you hear, AFL fighting, some strange people on the Labrador waters and other things. I would commend the AFL. Honestly, if they had, because if the Coast Guard got involved in the gun battle with these people, that means, okay, Labrador gets some real good stuff, right? But let's wait for them to give us other information. Because the other thing I know I shared, someone days, how you call it? The container, split it, and then fix it out of shape. Then get something inside. They want that container, just zing or something. But no matter, the parrot or whatever they are, the people know what they offer. They know what they offer. I can tell anybody, they know what they offer. Nobody will just get and come on that to they know Liberia is just not sitting and not watching. And I'm sure there are satellite images, and there are people who will just get more detail on this than where they came from, the government had to say it, and these people they cut, we got to know some of them. Mm-hmm. I hope people are coming from Russia, coming on that side, or from the Ukraine war, coming on that side, or whatever the situation is. We don't want to preempt. Let's give the people the chance to do their job. Okay? These people, who are they? Where are they coming from? It's concerning. Okay, but that's how we want to close the curtain this morning. We keep following this. It's a development. We keep following that and watch out for what the government is going to say. And maybe sooner, maybe before the day end today, there will be a lot of more information. And this will soon take the social media, right, and let us know what's going on. Most of you are in Liberia, government officials and friends, whatever you know much you don't want to say, just inbox us. We'll be glad to also, keep the discussion going. It's better to be informed. You're not informed, don't be caught unaware. You have life. Sometimes when you think that it's going to affect the next person, it may be you. And that's why some of us keep talking. Some of us get a large group of people, We don't even pray for any evil. Someone who knew ourselves during the war will suffer. So when we think about those kind of situations, we don't want people suffering. Let people live a natural life. Death can come. Like Jensen will say, hey, death come to me. Hey, it's time to go. But it shouldn't be that someone forced me to my early grave or force some relative of mine to the early grave. Okay? So that's how we want to close the curtain, and we hope we are listening. We hope to we talk to some folks who are following this. And before I close, let me tell the media. The media has a responsibility. You lead this small thing. I don't say you can take small cattle. That's why the people always saying. People, we can be defending the Liberian media. But Liberian media, your name in the people more. They say you let money being too much. Some of them say that's not true. We have some good, responsible media practitioners in Liberia. So you'll do the best you can. Okay? That's how we want to come to the end of this. We follow this development. Until next time, yeah, this is the African Actions Network. And it's me, James Johnson. Have a pleasant and wonderful day. Again, see something, say something.